All right. Hey there, and welcome everybody. As you can see, I'm with special guests here. I'm going to introduce them here in just a moment. Thank you for joining us. We're back with our Friday live broadcast, Accelebration. Hope you all had a fabulous holiday and New Year. So we took a couple of weeks off. We're back with a very special program today, and real excited to be taking you through it. So as we get started, I just want to remind you. So be sure to share comments and questions there on Facebook in the chat or in humanities.team, wherever you're located here as you're watching the program. I'm getting those comments and questions here so we can get to those during the hour-long program. Shout out to all of the people with Humanities Team that are on our Facebook page and the humanities.team social network area, to Jonathan and Andi Goldman's friends out on Facebook, to the Sign Network friends that are out on Facebook. And I've kind of given away who my special guests are here, haven't I? I'm going to introduce them here again in just a second. Our theme here today is the divine nature and the incredible power of sacred sound. So how cool is that as we're starting this new year? Now, the first special guest I want to introduce to you, you can see on the screen, is John Raymer with the Sign Network. If you go to sign.network, you can read all about this incredible organization. And just want to invite John to say hello. He's an incredible partner doing amazing things out in the world with so many aligned organizations that are all over the world. And welcome, John, to the program.
Thank you so much, Steve, and Happy New Year to everybody. Of course, we're on Humanities Team. Our history, just to make a brief point, we started with the Compassionate Cities movement in Seattle and thought that empathy into action would be the key thing. And then the mayor of Louisville claimed they were the most compassionate city. So we started the Compassion Games, the survival of the kindest. So Humanities Team is a natural for us. But frankly, over the last couple of years, we've seen how hard it is for us to really play together and do the work that we need to do together. So I'm honored that you, Steve, not only are an evolutionary leader, we earned that together, but Humanities Team is a part of an alliance that we started. Now, we spell SIGN, S-I-N-E, for the Synergized Impact Network Exchange. And we realize that if we don't do things differently, things are not going to be different. So this alliance are social innovators that are committed to behavior change at scale through collaborative learning, innovation, and what we call unprecedented unified action. And as an example, we're honored to support you in your work. And these streams that you create, whether it's the Global Oneness Summit that we've done together or the calls you have here, these Accelerations, we turn those streams into waves by other members sharing it. And by caring and sharing, we build the trust we need to really do things differently. So I thank you, Steve, for letting us be a part of this. And it's not me, even though Summer and I are admins on over 300 Facebook pages. It's the members of Sign that are saying, all right, we got to figure out how do we turn what we have into what we need to make the changes that are so desperately called for right now. And it starts with a different kind of relationship and the power of sound and what you're doing with sacred sound. But we have so many great members doing things. Today, we're finishing the 7 days of rest. It's been going on with Gary Malkin and his music, and Teresa Collins and the Islands of Coherence. And together we can do great things, but it's going to take a different way of operating. And you making time for me to share about the Alliance and inviting people to participate is just the kind of way of being together that makes a difference. So we're grateful. I look forward to learning about World Sound Healing Day and seeing how other Sign members can be in support of the work that Jonathan and Andi are doing. But thank you for having me, and thank you for your partnership and for what we're doing together.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, John. John Raymer and his beautiful wife, Summer. And again, go to sign, SINE.network, and you can read all about this incredible organization and become a part of this. He mentioned they're administrators on 300 sites. There are a lot of organizations interested that are joining these waves where we're out in the world just creating a more conscious humankind, a more conscious planet, positive change. So,
Steve, there's one other thing, if I can say. One other thought: the Compassion Games have been supported by the Corporation for National Community Service, and we've got MLK on the online convergence coming up about beloved community. So his birthday is the 15th. The 17th of January is a national holiday, actually, in the U.S. that honors the work of Dr. King. And we've got this 40 Days of Peace, and we'll be doing this online with members from all over the world. I mean, his words were so prophetic. And this chance for us to connect in this new medium like we are, and to actually, like he said, hate will not drive out hate. Only love can do that. And so check out this MLK convergence. A lot of folks are realizing that the fierce urgency of now has never been fiercer. It's never been more urgent. And let's see what we can do together. So thanks again for having me and letting me put a call out.
You bet. I'm in, brother. John Raymer, thank you for being here in the Sign Network. Thanks so much. And
You're welcome.
Now I want to bring on these special guests here that are going to be with us during the hour. There they are. And you can see Jonathan and Andi Goldman, and these are pioneers in this field of sound healing. I am so blessed to know these beautiful people that are doing such great work out in the world. Let me give them a proper introduction here as we bring them into the program. So Jonathan and Andi are a powerful pair in the world of conscious living and sound healing, each having an incredible impact in their fields, both in their solo careers and as a couple. Jonathan is an internationally recognized authority, pioneer, and author in sound healing. He is the director of the Sound Healers Association and president of Spirit Music, Inc. Jonathan's wife, Andi, is a licensed psychotherapist who specializes in holistic treatment and sound healing in her practice. She is the director of the Healing Sounds Seminar and co-director of the Sound Healers Association alongside Jonathan. Andi and Jonathan have co-written 2 books together, Chakra Frequencies and the Humming Effect. Their recorded live seminar, Ascension Harmonics, the 1111 Divine Name Seminar, has just been added to the Humanity Stream Plus library. And hey, welcome to the program, Jonathan and Andi. Great to have you with us.
Steve, what a blessing it is to be sharing with you, your extraordinary audience. We loved what John said. Happy New Year to everybody. May 2022 just bring in all sorts of light and love and sound to bring compassion and higher consciousness to us all.
Steve, we are absolutely delighted to be here today with you, and just thank you for this opportunity to share all of our work with sound. And it was lovely to meet John today and the work that he's doing. And I love that only the kindness survive in the compassion game. So we hold that too.
Yes, we do. Yeah. And boy, we're going to talk about World Sound Healing Day, which is on Valentine's Day. So be sure to, you might even want to pencil that in now into your calendar. This is just around the corner. And World Sound Healing Day and our Global Oneness Summit Day are absolutely the same thing. Jonathan likes to share, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. When we heal the world, we heal ourselves. And that's exactly what the Global Oneness Summit is about. Do you want to share a little bit about its history and what you're doing with it here, Jonathan and Andi?
Well, by golly, more than 20 years ago, in a deep meditation, I received that I had at that time probably been working consciously for almost 20 years to bring in the concept of personal healing using sound. And this inner voice said, now it is time, continue your work, but now we want you to expand and bring in planetary healing. I thought, goodness gracious, that's a great idea. How do I do it? And I was, of course, left to figure out with my beloved Andi that perhaps one day in the year when people projected and intentionalized sound, basically the energy coupled with love, compassion, out to what we call the Gaia Matrix, our Mother Earth. And we did this, and it began to grow and grow and grow. And literally, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people throughout the planet who do all these events. And because of the wonders of the internet, we're able to now post these and have all these events on our worldsoundhealingday.org website. It's so cool.
And Steve, last year, obviously because of the planetary situation with people not being able to get together in person, we had to figure out how are we going to then gather everyone on February 14th to participate in World Sound Healing Day. And so we created the World Sound Healing Day portal, and people are able to go to that portal and post their event that will be online, and people throughout the world can just click on their link and join their group at any time during the day. So
I mean, John was mentioning Gary Malkin, who's a friend of ours and was part of a global musical coherence posting that was going on. There's just all sorts of people, and we basically have expanded it. It used to be where you would just intone perhaps an ah or something like that, but we've basically expanded that to include any sort of sound, spoken word, instrumental, guided meditation. In fact, people can even work with silent sound as long as they project it with the energy of love and compassion. It's a good sound, and it's a healing sound.
And the beauty of World Sound Healing Day is that we are able, from our heart space, to project love and healing to Mother Earth. And I think it's interesting. Jonathan coined a term that I love called global harmonization, and I think that just sort of speaks to the depth and breadth of what we do on World Sound Healing Day, and what you're doing, Steve, with Humanity's team. It is just this beautiful co-created world that we're living in.
And
Yes,
one last
it
thing,
is.
what we
Well,
love, what we
please, John.
love real quick is that there is seemingly data scientifically to show that this stuff actually does work. It's more than just a good thought. It seems to actually affect the actions of all the beings on our planet. And I know that you know this. It's amazing.
I do. Yes. And your books also, that even when we hum, the humming effect, your most recent book shares how we can bring sound healing in, just through something as simple as humming. Let's get to your equation, which is so simple and so profound. This whole frequency plus intention equals healing. Do you want to talk a little bit about this equation that you created years ago, Jonathan?
Yeah, it was years ago, Steve. And bottom line, back when I first created it, which was back in the 1980s, another millennium at least, trying to talk to people, particularly scientists and medical people, about the power of intentionality. They'd kind of look at me, scratch their heads, and think I was from another planet, which may be true. But regardless, now we have all sorts of work, whether it's the work of Masaru Emoto or Bruce Lipton's book on the biology of belief, or Joe Dispenza or Wayne Dyer's work with intention. People are accepting that intention is so important. And so therefore, rather than focusing on what's the best sound that we can make, almost any sound that we make, as long as it is done with the intention of love and compassion, is a good and healing sound. And this includes even when we're talking. So people need to be aware that their conversational voice can be a healing sound or the opposite, depending upon the energy that they project into it.
And Steve, we are really all sound healers, and that was part of the reason that we wrote our book, The Humming Effect, because we knew that humming is one of those sounds that is all inclusive, and everyone is able to hum. And then you put that intention on that hum, and it is powerful medicine.
Yes, let's even do this. What I love about this is it's so simple and it's so true. And if we could even, we didn't talk about this here, Jonathan and Andi, but we could even do like a minute or 2 minute, just whether it's humming or something, and then, an intention where we're feeling into this intention of a healed home, healed self, healed family, healed community, healed world. Can we do something like that just real quick?
Oh,
Beautiful.
absolutely.
And,
We'd
and we
love
just,
to.
we really want to talk about the divine name, of course, which has just been offered and which is one of the most extraordinary sounds. But the hum is also an extraordinary sound. We would just like to share what we call conscious humming. And this is incorporated with two different things. First of all, breathing slowly and deeply. And when you make the hum, you got to have your lips closed. It's not open, otherwise, it's not a hum. And basically, usually humming on just one tone, whatever is comfortable for you, but perhaps not zippity doo dah or what, or the Star Spangled Banner, just one tone. And the other one is that, as Andy would say, we like to basically, as we're breathing in, feeling appreciation, compassion, gratefulness, and really feeling that in our heart. And that really seems to, regardless of the sound, if you like, it creates the heart-brain coherence where the electromagnetic field that we're creating is many hundreds, if not thousands of times greater than normal. What a powerful and profound thing that is.
And Steve, what a joy. We'd love to just take a moment here and have everyone, if they feel comfortable, close their eyes and just begin to focus on your breathing in and breathing out, and just letting go of anything that is not serving us in this moment. And as we're breathing and just holding our intention of compassion and gratitude and appreciation.
Something we feel really, really appreciative of. Can be a sunset or a loved one, or, you can even visualize our beloved planet. Oh my goodness gracious, how beautiful is that?
So now we'll do a series of 3 hums. That doesn't sound like very many, but it really will really change our frequency. So taking in that nice deep breath, and we'll begin now to hum. And one more. And now we'll take just a brief moment to be in a state of silence, allowing the sound to make those shifts and changes within our bodies, minds, and spirits.
I find sometimes after you even make a simple sound like that, it's a little hard to get back to a normal state of consciousness, because our own self-created sounds have all these different physiological benefits, all these different neurochemicals are created, all of them positive, all of them beneficial, and all of them healing. So, I mean, it's really great. So thank you for giving us that opportunity to share with you and anybody
That
who's
was
listening.
wonderful. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you. So glad we did that. It's just as simple as this. And we're even in our office, or we're walking to our kitchen, or to our upstairs, or heading out to the grocery store. It's something you can just fall into this little humming and intentionality thing that easy. In fact, you can do it all day long. I kind of feel like I'm doing it all day long without even the music or humming going. but just feeling into that world that we're creating that's conscious, that was the invitation really coming into this life all along. And, now maybe we're kind of finding our way back into that invitation, which is to live consciously where there's just prosperity everywhere, really all day long. So thank you again for that. And Jonathan, as we were starting, you were sharing, and of course, there's an incredible new program we're now going to talk about, which you all just placed up on the Humanity Stream Plus platform. It's called Ascension Harmonics 1111 Divine Name Seminar. And this is a juicy program. I was spending time with it here this morning. There is so much in this program. It's really just a delight that it's here. We're actually I'm gonna preview something. We do what we call an unlock for the Humanity Stream platform, and it's this revolutionary platform you may or may not be familiar with. If you go to humanitiesteam.org/stream, you'll see this. It's an intuitive, graphical, revolutionary streaming platform. It's the only thing like it in the transformational education space. There are hundreds of programs there. We've been working this past 6 weeks with Nassim Harriman and Greg Braden on a program called Forbidden Science that's amazing. There's a brand new one we're rolling out here in 10 days. But today, the one we're celebrating is this Ascension Harmonics 1111 Divine Name program that's amazing. And there's so many that have come to our platform and that appreciate global sound healing. So, boy, if you're one of them, and there's a huge population that really enjoy these programs on our platform, you've really got to check it out. It's got a 14-day free guarantee period where there's just 100% return. Pardon my dog there. It must be a mailman that's coming here to the house or something. And it's just a little more than $1 a day, this platform with hundreds of programs. And we do these live programs. Like, members actually are going to come into this program where Jonathan and Andi can see them and they can talk face to face during this hour-long broadcast every week. And then we do viewing parties twice a week now. And we do live mentoring, like I say, with Nassim and Greg right now, others as we launch these new programs. And there are other things that I'm not going to tell you what these are right now, but that we'll be announcing soon, other live programs we're bringing to the platform. So let's talk about this Ascension Harmonics 1111 Divine Name program. And there's so much to it. Where shall we start here, Jonathan and Andi? And actually, we'll go to a 2-minute clip here actually in just a minute so people can see it too.
Well, shall we say a couple of words or whatnot?
Yeah. Please do. And
Okay.
then we'll go.
So great. So this is a step-by-step process of vibrational activation using sacred sound. And it's interesting because, I just communicated, as you know, our brother Greg is in Boulder right now. And he was one of the great, if you like, instigators in terms of, I had made this discovery of this sound that is a universal sound that may be people consider to be the personal name of God. And we'll talk about this more, but it's also related to the vowel sounds that resonate the chakras. And I was keeping it to myself until I went to a seminar where he was literally teaching the concept of it. And I said, Greg, I think I've actually discovered this. And he enabled me to sort of go out and start teaching it. And lo and behold, we have now the Ascension Harmonics 1111 Divine Name Seminar.
Yeah. And Steve, it was interesting how it really kind of all came about, because this particular workshop we facilitated and created on November 11th, 2011. And of course, that was some time ago, but that's the reason it's called the 1111 Divine Name Seminar. And what we did, we wanted to celebrate our 11th anniversary at that particular time. And that was why we then decided we would do a divine name workshop. And we had thought maybe we should try and film this, because sometimes it's a little difficult. It's a 3-day workshop, and we did, in fact, film it. And what we have subsequently done for your audience is well, Jonathan has a degree in filmmaking. So I say thank you to Jonathan, because we were able to take this 3-day workshop and make it into a user-friendly streaming online course, so that it has different sections, so someone doesn't have to sit there in front of their computer for 3 days, because it's a number of hours. But there's a lot of great sound information and experiential aspects to it. And we just thought, oh, it would be such a blessing to be able to now, all these years later, share a real live workshop energy.
And just suggesting real quick that as you get into higher consciousness and the whole quantum field, you realize that time and space are, if you like, just concepts of the lower mind. So the energy that was captured on that particular recording in time, what a blessing that it did, because it was among the most sacred and powerful, and you can literally feel and resonate with it now. And that's what's so cool.
Awesome. Let's go to this clip here, because this really truly is these other programs. There are several others that Jonathan and Andi have on the Humanity Stream Plus platform. This newest one is just a total home run. You're going to have to check it out. Let's go take a look now at a 2-minute clip.
Yes. And what if this sound that Jonathan is talking about, the divine name, what if it had been forgotten and lost for over 2,500 years and has now been rediscovered? And what if this sound was found in ancient biblical texts that link over half the world's spiritual traditions? Well, the focus of this workshop coming up tomorrow and Friday, we are going to delve deeply into this very, very powerful, very sacred sound, and we're going to all learn how to actually intone the divine name. What we want to do right now is start out by giving you some basic background, basic foundation of the principles of sound as a healing modality. We want to talk about what it is about sound that makes it such a powerful healing tool.
I'm looking at Reverend Jill, wondering if she brought me my soapbox. All right, you have to imagine I'm getting on it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Lord said, let there be light. Sound preceding light. If you examine the basic spiritual tenets of all the different traditions on the planet, you find that they have a commonality in their understanding that life, the universe, and everything is created solely through the power of vibration, of sound, of the Word. In ancient Egypt, the god Thoth would think of an object, speak its name, and bring it into being. In the Hopi tradition, the Spider Woman sings a song of creation over the inanimate forms on this planet, brings them to life. In the Mayan tradition, in Popol Vuh, the first real men and women are brought into existence solely through the power of the Word. In the Far East, the gods and goddesses would blow a conch or hit a giant gong, bringing manifestation into physicality.
Okay, wow. That was some pretty
Oh,
impassioned
thank you.
presentation there, Jonathan and Andi. That was beautiful. Yeah, and this program, I mean, it's hard to there's so much in it, fundamentals, entertainment, listening, harmonization, frequency and initiation, toning, chakra, sound, vowel, chakra, expression, principles of harmonics, harmonics examples, vocal harmonics, sound activation. That's just a start. I mean, there's so much in this program.
Well, Steve, I totally agree with you, and I like to think that I'm being objective, but I don't know of any other program that contains this much powerful information, and also, once again, as a step-by-step process. So you have to go learn how to take one step and another step, and it ultimately takes you to, we go from the alpha to the omega of sound, understanding how sound works, then beginning to feel the resonance in our body, then being able to intone these sacred vowel sounds as the divine name, and then ultimately doing it as a planetary healing phenomena. And it's a true blessing. We had no plans of recording it, and it just happened.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
and
goodness
in the
it did. Yeah.
and thank you, Steve. And the real interesting thing, it does have all of those many components, but as you get to the sort of the end of the workshop, and we have gone through this step-by-step process, and we sound forth the divine name. Actually, what it is a series of vowels in a particular order, and so it is actually a universal sound that everyone is able to make. And so we invite people who are interested in sound to come to the humanities team.
Because vowels are found in every tradition, and this literally works with the tradition of working with the vowels, a system of vowel sound resonance that I brought forth in the early 90s, going from the crown down to the root center and then up again. And when I was guided, if you like, to create that sound, and I went, my goodness gracious, I believe that this is the rediscovery of this ancient sound that had been lost. And it was really, truly such a profoundly powerful experience that I just, except for Andi and a couple of other people, I didn't share it with anybody because I thought it was too powerful. And then some years later, we encountered Greg, who was teaching, in essence, the what he called the God Code. And I said, hey, I've got this, would you like to ultimately perhaps share this with your audience as a recording? I made a recording from him, and I think we're going to listen to a little excerpt of that now. And he did, and the response was so phenomenal that we then released that recording. Then I wrote a book. We began teaching this stuff, and now you have the phenomena of the ascension harmonics, because the vowel sounds create harmonics, which are sounds within sounds that we talk about. We talk about all this important aspect of sound and physics and just life, the universe, and everything, and how these sounds can literally go from being, as sine waves, vibrations, to embodiments of light.
Yeah, and that they are, and it's so much fun. It's not like there's any sacrifice in this. It's just a joyful thing, isn't it? We're creating health and well-being in this really joyful way, and it's not. And the beautiful thing is as we've been sharing throughout this program, we're doing it with ourselves and for ourselves in our home, but with this intentionality, and where we're visioning this healed world, a conscious world. We're actually contributing to that, because we are all one. We're deeply entangled, and this whole process of intentionality, of metaphysics, where we're actually even going further than intention, and we're actually feeling into a world that's already created, brings healing to the world. So how cool is that? That it feels so good, and that we're creating our own health and well-being and joy in our home as we're doing this good work out in the world.
Steve, I just have to say real quick, I love that you said it's so much fun. Yes. And there's something else you said a while ago, long time ago, that I repeat often, which is you can't hum when you're angry. That was such a great, you said that. I thought, how brilliant is that? And I credit you with it, because it's so totally true. And with the divine name, we do conscious humming every day, and we also work with the divine name every day, just doing this intonation to resonate our chakras and put ourselves in touch with higher levels of consciousness, and it's so powerful. And we just really, we're going to give a little listen to it right now, and this is an example of me. I mean, I think I'm working with a little crystal bowl, and I basically toned it. This was the original divine name sound that Greg used to use in his workshops before we put it out.
Fantastic. Now, do we have a little video clip of that? Did you say?
It should be an audio clip, so we'll just have to sit here and sort of close our eyes while we listen for 2 minutes and try not to get too spaced out. I'm hoping that you do.
I think so.
I assume but that's the divine name chant. Blessed be.
Audio. Okay, the divine name chant. Here we go. Jim Gray is our director and producer. It looks like he's got it up. So here we go, huh, Jim? All right, come back into the room here. Oh boy, beautiful and stunning. Yeah. So glad we played that, and that beautiful. And there's so many audio segments in Jonathan and Andi's work. If you go to their website, you'll see they've got album after album that are stunning like that, with these chants that are. I've got these and play them in my home. Really stunning. So, well, a bunch of questions have come in. So I want to get to some of those questions and welcome the Humanities Stream Plus members that are here. And I don't know if any want to come on camera. Jim will let us know. Let me again just share. You can find these incredible programs, including this brand new program that just came to the platform called Ascension Harmonics. I'll just 1111 Divine Name. I'll kind of crop that on the platform, that is just really stunning. And it's with all of these, like the Forbidden Science, which a lot of people know has been kind of the featured program here over the holidays with Nassim Haram and Greg Braden. Another one that we'll be bringing out here in 10 days, which is the most requested new program that we've seen in the last couple of years. So people are going to be excited when we unveil that. And just hundreds of programs on this revolutionary platform that's intuitive, it's graphical, makes it so easy where you take control of your own conscious journeys, because you can go in and decide, oh, higher love or conscious leadership or healing trauma or global sound healing. and hundreds of choices that you can make. So you're not being spoon-fed by the particular organization that's got a campaign going. You're deciding as you go in and look at hundreds of programs of, this is what I'd like to do. And today, the thing we want to encourage you to check out, if you haven't checked it out, is sound healing, because it's extraordinary. It's just so much fun, and the benefits are huge. So, and you can find it, Ascension Harmonics 1111 Divine Name on the Humanities Stream platform. That's humanitiesteam.org/stream. You can, my wife and I don't watch these from the computer, though you can. You could watch it from Apple TV, or you can watch it from Amazon Fire. We use Roku here in our home. So in our master bedroom, we're pulling up these programs all night long. And boy, I'll tell you, it works a lot better than CNBC or CNN or Fox News, or even Amazon or Netflix, which is kind of mindless entertainment. And that's kind of fun sometimes too. But when you spend quality time with something like this, where it's bringing so much like nurturing into your home, just helping you to be sort of come into this conscious, happy state, it's like you realize, wow, I need to do more of this. And this is what we do all day long in our home. And, it's kind of like potato chips, I think. If you try it, you just can't, you're going to eat some more of these chips, or you're going to watch more of this conscious entertainment. It's like, wow, why haven't I been doing a lot more of this? So be sure to check out the platform. And when you do, go straight and take a look at, all you have to do is click on this program. And then when you click on it, it'll take you down into, I was reading the names of all of these sections, all of these different sections that are a part of Ascension Harmonics. You can actually see them all right there. And it's as easy as clicking on them and then you go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And if anywhere in there you want to take a break and go look at a science program or a healing trauma program or something, you can. It's as easy as clicking on it. It truly is a revolutionary platform in the industry. And it's only a little more than $1 a day for these hundreds of programs and live streaming programs and things. So, and we're a nonprofit. So our whole focus is making conscious living pervasive worldwide by 2040. And that's in 19 years. That means we need to pick up the pace. We have a project called PACE, Planetary Awakening and Conscious Evolution. And there are a lot of people that are excited about picking up the pace with us. We just had a fundraiser. We went over our match, and we're in the process. All of these programs you can see on screen, these are being translated to Spanish now. So Spanish-speaking people all over the world can take in all of these programs. So we're in the process of just taking these programs to translated languages. So any home, anywhere in the world, in any language, can be streaming economically all of these programs into their home. So we're super excited about that. Let me come back here to my partners here that are with me, Jonathan and Andi, and I'm going to get to some of these questions that have come in. Let me just open up okay. So here's one. It's from Annabelle, and she says, Andi and Jonathan, I would like to know what your morning practices are. Yeah, they're saying, you do all this cool stuff. What are your morning practices?
Well, we'd love to share, because we absolutely have a humming practice that we do every single morning. And we will go into our sunroom, which is always just beautiful, and the energy is so peaceful. And we hum together. And then that humming goes into a meditation. But we make sure that we hum for 5 minutes minimally. And it begins to really bring us into a calm, centered, and balanced focus throughout our body, mind, and spirit. So that's one tiny little tidbit that I can share.
We also basically oftentimes will start the whole thing by invoking and trying to bring in conscious divine energies through intoning the divine name together. And literally you can feel the energy of the room and the whole field individually and collectively shift and change when we make the sound. The sound goes from here down, then back up, and all of a sudden, voila, it's like having a hotline to the divine. It's very
Mm.
cool.
And we do have our crystal bowls and our Tibetan bowls that are very nearby. And so we will, in fact, Jonathan, we've got one right
You
here.
might hit a Tibetan bowl or whatnot, and tuning forks, because we
Yeah.
have lots of different toys, but the one toy that can't be taken away from us is our voice, and everybody can do this. You do this with a little bit of consciousness, compassion, intentionality, and the voice is a supreme self-healing instrument because it is basically able to vibrate us on an etheric level, vibrate us on a physical level, and vibrate and shift and change our emotional and mental body. So it's all purpose. God and Goddess bless our ability to resonate with sound.
Yes, we have a voice which is
Boy.
a gift from the universe that we can utilize for healing. And it doesn't, you have it with you all the time. It doesn't include batteries. It's user friendly.
And you don't need to have a PhD in voice or a piano concerto or whatnot. Everybody can hum.
But anyway, I hope that was helpful for you, Annabelle.
Beautiful, boy. It was, yes, and that is beautiful. Thank you, Jonathan and Andy. And here's a good question. This is from Janice, and she says, "I'm a nurse, and as you can imagine, with this new variant of COVID, times are stressful for not only the patients but also the staff. We are weary. What can you suggest that we nurses do to help calm our patients and our teams?"
Can I?
Yes, yeah.
I'd just like to suggest that there has been a lot of data to indicate, believe it or not, that humming releases, it does all sorts of things. It lowers heart rate, blood pressure. So that unto itself is great. But there's been some new data to show that humming creates the release of nitric oxide, which is an antiviral agent. And therefore, it creates 15 times the amount of nitric oxide that is basically normally produced when we do certain types of breathing. So humming does this, and it actually seems to be about the equivalent amount of nitric oxide that has been used in experiments at Mass General Hospital to try to work with different antiviral properties that will basically help nullify. So I would like to also suggest that through particularly humming, you can not only relax yourself and chill out, but you might be doing yourself some wonderful purification on a physiological level.
And also, Janice, I just want to mention that even if you hum for 30 seconds, you are going to begin to feel that that stress reduction. I mean, obviously, if you can hum a little bit longer, but humming with the other staff members and humming with your patients, sometimes that can add a little bit of fun and reduce the stress.
They actually have found that the optimum number of you hum for 5 times, then you take about a 3-minute break and do it again. That actually creates the optimum amount of nitric oxide in the nasal cavities. That's a technique. And you can, of course, as Andy said, even hum for a minute, and it's good for you.
Absolutely. I mean, it just reduces the level of stress almost instantaneously. I don't know if our listeners felt that when we did our 3 hums at the beginning, but I know I did. And it just brings you into a balance quickly.
Yeah, no kidding. And in these stressful times, what a just simple and but elegant tool for coming back into your joyfulness, back into consciousness, back into the invitation for how we could spend our day, which was certainly not to be weary or stressed. So let me go to this question. This is from there actually are a fair number here. This one is from Carl, and Carl says, "My wife and I have a son who is mentally challenged. How can we use the sounds to keep his often violent behavior at bay?"
That is very much of a challenge. And once again, it's interesting. I keep going back to humming, because if someone is mentally challenged, they are not going to want to spend a lot of time focusing on anything, but they might just want to hum a little bit. And maybe, Carl, you and your wife could hum together with your son and see what that might do.
Everybody hums, babies hum, the
Mhm.
elderly hum, and we hum when we feel good. And there is also an entrainment phenomena going on. So as you make a sound and you do it with somebody else, they'll begin to entrain and vibrate with you. So it becomes a co-creative experience. And thank you. It's beautiful, Andy.
Hmm. Hopefully that was helpful on some level, Carl, because I know that is a challenge, and we just send you so many blessings to meet that challenge, and hopefully the sound will help.
I like that. And even if the son isn't immediately joining along, where you're just humming is such it has a calming, healing effect where you're just kind of humming in his presence. And then if he starts to smile, say, hey, you want to join us, come on in. There's nothing but good that comes out of something like that. So what a great suggestion. Okay, so this is one from Joseph, who says, I've heard you both speak before, and I've been doing the humming a lot, according to my wife. I've tried to explain the benefits to her. I'm not having much success with this. She is sitting here listening. Her name's Maggie, with Joseph right now, and the humming has kind of bugged her. Maybe you can explain this to her. She's open to hearing your thoughts. So this is, here we've got Joseph and Maggie with us. And do you have anything that you might want to share, where maybe one of the persons finds it a joyful practice and the other one, hasn't so much, at least thus far?
The first chapter in our book, The Humming Effect, was created just for this purpose.
Exactly. In fact, when we wrote our book, we thought, wow, humming, everybody can hum. It's such a simple concept, although we call it conscious humming. And so our whole first chapter is nothing but peer-reviewed research on the benefits of using sound as a healing modality. But I do want to mention something else
And also to mention a couple of those things: reduced heart rate, reduced blood pressure, release of nitric oxide, release of melatonin, release of oxytocin. I could go on, but all sorts of really major beneficial things occur.
But I do want to mention that we are all unique vibratory beings, and different sounds are going to affect each one of us in our own unique way. And so if, humming is something, Maggie, that you're just not resonant with, that's okay, because there may be some other sounds that you may listen to or that you may want to make, but we are all unique vibratory beings. So please just know that, and it's all okay.
But can I also suggest that indeed I agree with everything that Andy said, but perhaps Maggie is also just a little bit skeptical, and therefore she says, well, what can this do? Try it. Actually, leave your skepticism aside. Just close your eyes, hum comfortably for a couple of minutes, check yourself out before you make the sound, and then check yourself out after. Now, you want to basically be dedicating the time to sitting in a chair, eyes closed, back straight, deep breathing, like that. You don't want to be running around. It's not going to happen that way. It's set and setting. But if you do that, I would like to suggest that you check yourself out before and then after. And if it's true for you, and I think you will find it, then you will see that it's real.
And after you do hum or work with sound on any level, really, being in silence is a beautiful, beautiful way to sort of complete the experience, because you then do go within and you listen to those, to your own inner wisdom. So maybe that will help.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you for that, Jonathan and Andy. Let me read this. This is interesting. This is from Nat Kennedy, who's on our team. There's actually a large team from Humanities team that's a part of the broadcast. I'll be thanking them here shortly. So Nanette Kennedy brings back a remembrance. She says, years ago, our Humanities team Global Council had our meeting in Greece. One time we went into a cave and hummed. The sound was so intensely beautiful. It was wonderful, cleansing. Yeah, Nanette, thanks for bringing that memory around. That was beautiful. Yeah, we all did this chant together in a cave, and it was ricocheting around the cave. It was stunning. So it's fun to even in larger groups do this too. So now, and this will be the last question. What's that?
The best.
In a group. It's wonderful.
Nothing like it. It's incredible.
It is. Boy, and if you're in a cave, wow, then it you've got these special acoustics going on. But with any group, it's a beautiful experience. So this will be the last question I'll pose. I told you this hour was going to go fast, and here we're out of time. So this question is from Hope, who says, is the divine name related to the 72 names of God in the Kabbalah?
It's a little bit different. Really quick, I know the 72 names. This was the name that was specifically revealed to Moses when he was on Mount Sinai, being given the 10 Commandments. The first line is, I am that I am. And then the next line that people don't get to is, my name is, and the name basically, it's called the Tetragrammaton, and it's spoken as Yahweh, but as you could hear in the sound, it's intoned as a totally different vowel-oriented name. And so it's slightly different. I honor the Kabbalistic chants, but this is a little bit different. It's there, it's related to it, but it works unto itself by itself.
Okay, beautiful. Well, stunning. So again, the name of the program that we've been talking about here today is Ascension Harmonics, the 1111 Divine Name Seminar. It's on the Humanities Stream Plus platform. You're going to see as well other incredible programs there with Jonathan and Andy. We're creating a trending section. I don't think we've got that up yet, but I'm sure this is going to go right up on that trending section because boy, we have found when we put these new programs from Jonathan and Andy on the platform, there are a lot of eyeballs coming in. So I can see why. You probably can too, just from this hour-long conversation where we're talking about how joyful and healing and just health and well-being and really living consciously in a nice way. That all of these things are kind of what we find where we're engaging in global sound healing. So I want to thank you so much here for being my guest, Jonathan and Andy. This hour has gone fast, hasn't it? It seems like it's been 20 minutes or a half hour. It's been an hour. Yes. These are my guests. They're in Boulder. They're coming from their home live. I'm coming from our studio live here in Boulder, Colorado. And of course, we had John Raymer, Sign Network, on earlier. He was coming in from Washington State. So hey, to you viewers, you guys are all over the world. About half our demographic is in the United States, half is outside of the United States. So thank you so much for spending this hour with us. What a fantastic hour it's been. Gratitude. And I want to share our program next week. We can maybe pull up a slide here. We've got Adam Hall coming in. is the guy that's actually running the camera here. Jim, huge thank you to you. And then Nanette Kennedy, Dee Meyer, Karen Gordon, Tim Noah, who goes by Noah. Thank you to all of the members of our team. And then again, thank you to my good friends here, Jonathan and Andi Goldman, who are with us for the hour. Thank you so much for spending an hour with us. What an incredible hour it's been. And look forward to having you back soon. And World Sound Healing Day. It's on Valentine's Day, just around the corner. Boy, go check out. What website can they go to learn more about that, Jonathan and Andi?
They can go to healingsounds.com, or they can go to worldsoundhealingday.org. They'll get information going to either one. So I hope everyone will come join us on February 14th.
Once again, you're right.
And Steve, thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. It's gone fast. It's been fun. And thank you so much.
We heal the planet. We heal ourselves. We heal ourselves. We heal the planet.
We do. All of us in the Humanities team will be with you on World Sound Healing Day, Valentine's Day for the whole planet. We'll be there. Yeah, thank you, dear brother and sister, our soul brother and sister, Jonathan and Andi. Thank you. And check out this incredible program, Ascension Harmonics 1111 Divine Name Seminar. You'll enjoy it. And thanks, everybody. We'll be back together with you here Friday next week with Adam Hall at the same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Join us. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. And thanks again for being with us. We're grateful.